Hey, welcome back. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Albert Einstein. Guys, this is Freecodecamp .org. We are going to be doing all of the free Code Camp certifications this year. Right now, if we are working on responsive web design certification, and then this specific video is going to be doing CSS colors by building a set of color markers. And in this video, we're going to cover steps 71 to 94. So, just if you're on a specific step and you want to see it, just, scroll through on the video to that certain step. And also, if you like the content, please subscribe and follow and like and learn to code with me this year. Like I said, planning on covering all the free code camp this year. All right, so let's move on. So this is, like I said, responsive web design certification. Learn CSS colors by building a set of color markers. And this is step 71. All right, step 71, create a new CSS rule that targets the class sleeve. Okay. Set a width property to 110 pixels. Width 110 pixels. All right, set a height property 25 pixels. Height 25 pixels. All right, check. Congratulations, your code passes. That's it for 71. On to step 72. All right, step 72. To make the marker look more realistic, give the sleeve a transparent white color. First, set the sleeve's element background color to white. All right, that's it for 72. On to step 73. All right, step 73. Opacity describes how opaque or non-transparent something is. For example, a solid wall is opaque and no light can pass through. Excuse me. Um, but a drinking glass is much more transparent and you can see through the glass to the other side. With the CSS opacity property, you can control how opaque or transparent an element is. With the value 0 or 0%, the element will be completely transparent. At 1 or 100%, the element will be completely opaque, like its default. In the sleeve CSS rule, set the opacity property to 50%. Okay, check your code. All right, congratulations. That's it for step 73. All right, on to step 74. All right, step 74. Another way to set opacity for an element is with the alpha channel. Similar to the opacity property, the alpha channel controls how transparent or opaque a color is. You've already set sleeve opacity with a named color opacity property, but you can add an alpha channel to the other CSS properties. Inside the sleeve rule, remove the opacity property and value. All right, that's it for 74. On to step 75. All right, step 75. You're already familiar with the red, green, blue functions to set colors. To add alpha channel to the red, green, blue, use the red, green, blue A function instead. All right. Um, the red, green, blue A function works just like the red, green, blue, or RGB, but takes one more number from 0 to 1 for the alpha character. So red value, green value, blue value, and then the alpha. So you can also use the alpha channel with HSL and hex colors. You'll see how to do that soon. In the sleeve rule, use the RGBA function to set background color. All right. So instead of white, we're going to say RGBA, and then pure white was, I think it's everything maxed 255, 255, 255. Yep. And then the opacity is going to be 0.5. There we go. All right, congratulations, your code passes. Submit to continue. All right. On to step 76. Your sleeve is looking good, but it would look even better if it was positioned more towards the right of the marker. One way to do that is to add another element before the sleeve to push it to the right. Add a new div with the class cap before the sleeve div. Okay. And then we're going to go with this, the class equals cap. Sure. All right, congratulations. Step 76 is done. On to step 77. Step 77. Create a new CSS rule that targets the class cap. All right. In the new rule, set the width property to 60 pixels and the height property to 25 pixels. Oh, all right, that's it for step 77. On to step 78. All right, step 78. It looks like your sleeve disappeared, but don't worry, it's still there. What happened is that your new captive is taking up the entire width of the marker and pushing the sleeve down the line. This is because the default display property for div elements is block. So when two block elements are next to each other, they stack like actual blocks. For example, your marker elements are stacked up on top of each other. To position two div elements on the same line, set their display properties to inline block. Create a new rule to target both the cap and the sleeve classes. Right? Cap, sleeve. Um, and set their display property to inline block. There we go. So that should work. All right, congratulations. Your code passes. That's it for step 78. On to step 79. All right, step 79. In the last project, you learned a little bit about borders and the border color property. All HTML elements have borders, though they're usually set to none by default. With CSS, you can control all aspects of the element's border and set the border on all sides or just one side at a time. For a border to be visible, you will need to set its width and style. In the sleeve rule, add the border left width property with the value of 10 pixels. Okay. Congratulations, that's it for step 79. On to step 80. All right, step 80. Borders have several styles to choose from. You can make your border a solid line, but you can also use the dashed or dotted line if you prefer. Solid border lines are probably the most common. In the sleeve CSS rule, add a border left style and set it to solid. Oh, there's the border, just popped up. All right, congratulations, that's it for step 80. On to step 81. All right, step 81. Your border should be visible now. If no color is set, black is used by default. But to make your code more readable, it's better to set the border color explicitly. In the sleeve, add the border left color property with a value of black. Right. Congratulations, your code passes. On to step 82. All right. Step 82. The border left shorthand property lets you set the border left's width, style, and color at the same time. Here's the syntax. Border left, width, style, color. Okay? In the sleeve, replace border left width, border left style, and border left color properties with the border left shorthand property. The values for the width, style, and color of the border left should stay the same. All right, so first we're going to do border left, and that's the shorthand for the three we just added. Then we're going to do 10 pixels, solid, black. And then we're going to delete all of these border left individual properties that we made. And then we're going to check. All right, step 82 is done. That's the answer. All right, on to step 83. All right, step 83. Your marker is looking good, but to make it look even more realistic, you can change the border style to double solid borders. For border left shorthand property, change the border style value from solid to double. Cool. On to step 84. Step 83 is done. All right, step 84. The black color of your border looks pretty harsh against the more transparent sleeve. You can use the alpha channel to lower the opacity of the black color. So for the border left shorthand, use the RGBA function and set the color value to pure black with 75% opacity. So instead of this, we're going to do RGBA, and then it should be 0, 0, not dots though, 0, 0, and then the alpha channel to 0.75. Okay. Check. Okay, congratulations. That's it for step 84. On to step 85. All right, step 85. Awesome. Your red marker is looking good. Now all you need to do is add the caps and the sleeves to your other markers. Add the cap and sleeve to both the green and the blue markers. You can just copy the div elements from the red marker and paste them into the other two. Okay, so cap sleeve divs, just copy them. All right, and then we're going to go into our green marker, paste, allow, blue marker, paste. All right, check your code. All right, that's it for 85. Code passes. Helm, warp 9, engage. On to step 86. All right, step 86. The last thing you'll do is add a slight shadow to each marker to make them look even more realistic. The box shadow property lets you apply one or more shadows around an element. Here is the basic syntax. Box shadow, offset X, offset Y, color. Here's how the offset X and offset Y values work. Both offset X and offset Y accept number values in pixels and other CSS units. A positive offset X value moves the shadow right, and a negative value moves the shadow left. A positive Y moves the shadow down, and a negative value moves it up. Okay. If you want a value of 0 for any or both of the offsets and offset X and offset Y, you don't need to add a unit. Every browser understands that 0 means no change. All right. The height and width of the shadow is determined by the height and width of the element it's applied to. You can also use optional spread radius values to spread out and reach the reach of the shadow. More on that later. Start by adding a simple shadow to the red marker. In the red CSS rule, add the box shadow property with the values of 5 pixels for offset X, 5 pixels for offset Y, and red for the color. Okay. Oh, whoa. Shadow. And then we're going to do 5 pixels, 5 pixels, red. Whoa, there's our shadow, but it's super red. Let's check. Oh, hold on. We gotta put our thing. All right. Well, our code passed, but we had our semicolon missing. All right. So that's it for step 86. On to step 87. All right. Here we go. Step 87. As you can see, you added a simple red shadow around your marker. That's 5 pixels to the right and 5 pixels down. Cool. All right. But what if you wanted to position your shadow on the opposite side? Then you can do that by using negative values for offset x and offset y. Update the values of the box shadow property and set offset x to -5, right? So offset x -5 and offset y. So let's just watch that happen. Okay, so it switched it from the one side to the other. Okay, and then offset y -5 and switched it from the bottom to the top. All right, congratulations, your code passes. On to step 88. All right, notice that the edges of the shadow are sharp. This is because there is optional blur radius values for the box shadow property. All right. If a blur radius value isn't included, it defaults to 0 and produces sharp edges. The higher the value of blur radius, the greater the blur effect is. In the green CSS rule, add a box shadow property with 5 pixels offset x, 5 pixels offset y, and blur radius, and for blur radius and green for color. Oh, 5 pixels for blur radius too. All right. So box shadow. All right, and we're going to do 5 pixels for the offset of x. Oh, no, we don't need that. 5 pixels for the offset of y. All right, we're going to then also do 5 pixels blur radius. Blur it, that's kind of cool. And then we're going to do green. Okay, cool. All right, congratulations. Your code passes on step 89. All right, step 89. But what if you wanted to expand the shadow out further? You can do this with the optional spread radius value. Okay, so it goes blur radius, then spread radius. Like blur radius, spread radius defaults to 0 if it isn't included. Practice by adding 5 pixels shadow directly around the blue marker. In the blue CSS rule, first we're going to need to add our box shadow. All right, and then put the property with the values 0 for offset x. Okay, 0 pixels. And we're going to put 0 for offset y. Okay. And then we're going to put 0 for blur radius. And then we're going to put 5 pixel for spread radius. And then we're going to put the color blue. Okay, so it spreads it on all sides. Congratulations, code passes. That's it for step 89. On to step 90. Now that you're familiar with box shadow properties, you can finalize the shadows starting with the 1 for the red marker. In the red CSS rule, update the values for box shadow property. So offset x is 0, offset y is 0, blur radius is 20 pixels, spread radius is 0, and the color is red. Remember that you don't need to add units to 0 values. Oh, okay, so I don't need to add units. So the color is going to be red. So offset x is 0, Offset Y is 0. Blur radius is 20 pixels. Yeah. Spread radius is 0. Color is red. Okay. Probably gonna need this for the other ones. I'll just copy it. Yeah. Excuse me. All right, that's it. On to step 91. Hmm. Step 91. Next, update the color value of the red marker's box shadow property. Replace the name with the RGBA function and use the values. Okay. RG, oops, RGBA. We're going to use the values 83, 14, 14, and 80%. So 83, 14, 14, and 0.8. Much better. Check. All right. Congratulations. That's it for step 91. On to step 92. All right. Step 92. The shadow for your green and blue markers will have the same color or same position, blur and spread. The only difference will be that the colors will be the colors. In the green and blue CSS, we'll update the values of the back shadow properties to offset 0, offset Y, blur radius 20, and spread radius to 0. Leave the colors as green and blue for now. All right, so that's why I copied that before. Paste. All right. Paste. Okay. So I just wanted us to update the values of offset X 0, offset Y 0, blur radius 20 pixels, and spread radius 0. Check. All right. Congratulations. That's it for step 92. On to step 93. Step 93. All right. For the green colors marker, replace the named word with a hex color code. Okay. Use 3B. Oh, thought it was selecting the whole color. 3B, 7E, oh, 7E, 20, and CC for the alpha channel. Uh-oh, did I delete something too far? So, 0. Oh, I didn't put the hashtag. There we go. All right, so this is the way to write the hex colors. They've got to start with a hash mark. All right, on to step 94. All right, step 94. Finally, for the blues box shadow property, replace the named color with the hue saturation lightness. All right, so HSL, and then we're going to do 223, 59, 31, and then 0.8. And then these other two need percent signs in the hue saturation lightness percent. Okay, there we go. Check. And with that, your set of color markers is complete. And then this part of learning CSS colors by building a set of color markers is complete. So that is it. I will see you in the next section. If you like the content, subscribe, follow along, learn how to code with me this year. By the end of the year, I will have a coding job. I'm determined. And you will too. Let's do this together. All right. See you in the next video.